Hello YouTube land. I think I'm insane. Okay, some of you wanted to see the backyard on the house, so here's a preview. It's not all that big, but it's not that small either. And yeah, you can see what's laying around. We bought Bibi a playset, a swing set with a fort made out of wood. Thing was not cheap. And I get the fun of putting it together, kind of like a model kit, only bigger. Okay, with over 1,000 parts. So this is going to be some fun for me. Bought it at Sam's Club. It's the typical one they have there. If I have trouble with it, I'll let you guys know. But I don't think it'll be too bad. It's just that I've got a limited time frame to build it in. So if I'm slow to update my different model builds, you know why. I'm building a different kind of model. A big wooden one with a slide you have to put together from a sheet of plastic. It's the craziest thing I ever saw. But anyhow, I'm going to get at this because it's not going to build itself. And it's about 6 o'clock in the evening. I got about 4 hours worth of sunlight left. Let's see how far I can get in 4 hours. I'll come back and show you what I've done in a little bit. Alright, playground report. Playset, whatever you want to call it. 5 hours worth of work leaves me there. Now, and all the parts are sorted. You can see them scattered everywhere. And we have them all sorted by label, by part number. Couple of things to talk about. Okay. The set came with numerous boards with the same numbers on them. Like that one there and that one there. The boards are not identical. So I had to be careful of which one went where, and I wasn't 100% careful. That board should be here. This board should be there. That's what the drill's for. It fixes mistakes like that. Speaking of the drill, this board right here, the spacing between these two holes was not the same as the spacing between the two holes over here. You can see I had to drill a new hole. Okay? This bolt here was not long enough to go through. So I'm running into all sorts of things like that when I'm building this play set. So that's a warning to some of you when you go to build play sets. Bolt holes are not going to line up. You're going to have parts that don't line up properly. I'm missing a part right now. I know it's here because I saw it. But in this big, huge pile of lumber, no telling where it is. I'm going to assemble this thing somewhat, get the measuring tape so I know how long it is, and just start walking around looking for it. Because again, I know it's here. I saw it the other day. But there's so many parts and pieces out here, it could simply be underneath something like this, and I wouldn't know it. And this is a slide, by the way, just a sheet of plastic. Goofiest thing I've ever seen. A sheet of plastic is a slide. Okay, and that's a slide arm. Here's more slide parts. Again, it could simply just be underneath one of these parts and I wouldn't know it. So I'm going to have to look for that thing. Just want to let you guys know, if you buy a play set, don't expect it just to fly together. Now I see why people buy the metal ones. Because the metal ones are nowhere near as complicated as this. But they don't look as nice when they're done either. Alright, I'll be back with a report later when I get so far along. Hey, this is where we sit after another 5 hours worth of work. We've got a good part of the structure done. We're on step 15 out of 52, by the way. This is step 15 out of 52. A couple of things to discuss. There's a bunch of 2-inch bolts that look like this. Kit does not come with enough of them. The directions are not clear on how this lines up. We had to tear all this apart and rebuild this right here, these two boards. Okay. That part does not fit very well. Be very careful when you're putting this wall together down here. The directions come up short there. I mean, really come up short bad. They don't line up right. It doesn't really clearly say that that's M22 and those are M5s. So you put a bunch of M5s across there, then you got to tear it apart and put it back together again. Other than that, it's really not going that bad. It needs to be on level ground, and it's not on level ground right now. Okay? And again, this is after 11 hours worth of work on this, and I had help the whole time from someone else. 2 of us working. Don't expect this thing to go together quick. In other words, just don't expect it. I still have a huge pile of parts left to go. Okay? I have to work tomorrow, so I'm not going to be working on this tonight anymore. And I won't be working on it again until Thursday or Friday. So it'll be a few days before I come back out here. Yes, I'm going to let the rain hit all these bolts and all these other packaging because it's going to. when it's over there. Okay? It's not all that hard to put this thing together. You just really need help, and don't expect it to be together overnight. Expect some difficulty with the directions. It's not the easiest thing to do. All right? I'll be back after the next round of work to show you what happened. All right, we have a playset update. As you can see, I've been progressing on it. I've got one of the side panels done, and we've got the slide put together. We got the rock wall put together. Okay, don't have the slide attached. It's one of the last steps to do. We got the ladder on this side done. Okay, and we have all the swing attachments in. That is also one of the last steps to do because it bolts to that board right here. I don't think that board is stout enough to handle the weight of that thing without the wall put in, so I wasn't going to attach it until we get that wall up on there. It'll strengthen things. Now, I'm going to talk about this for a few minutes, okay? One, I would not buy one of these and have to assemble it yourself unless you have some basic ideas of woodworking. Yeah. You can see that right there. That's one reason why. I'm going to put a plate over that or a strap over that. Let me explain why. First off, quite often I am having to drill holes. Things don't fit right, they don't align right. So I'm drilling holes in this thing to align them right and put them together correctly. That's one thing. Okay? Second, on the underside of this thing, we have a 5/8" lag bolt that's supposed to bolt into that wood. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't pre-drill a hole, and it split the wood right in half. You can't put a bolt that big without a pre-drilled hole. It didn't have a pre-drill hole. On this side over here, after I did that one, I was like, and I pre-drilled it, and it went in fine, and I've pre-drilled everything since. I just wasn't thinking at that moment in time. I'd been out here working for about 7 hours at that point in time, and just said, I'm bolting it together. I want to get this thing done. I mean, I have got a good 16, 17 hours invested in this thing so far. It is not a fast thing to put together. You don't just put this together overnight. It doesn't work that way. I mean, you're not going to do this in a weekend. Far too much work to do in a weekend. There's over 2,000 parts. Okay? So if you're timid and you're not sure you can pre-drill holes, and you're not sure if you can do the woodworking, hire someone or buy a metal one. The metal ones don't require so much work. They really, really don't. They're much easier to put together than these wood ones are. Okay? I'm not an expert at woodworking by any way or means, but I've done more than my share of it. I built a few cabinets, built a few bookcases. First thing I did was a chessboard when I was about 10 years old. I built birdhouses when I was a kid. I built all sorts of things. Dad brought me up right in that regard. So just letting you guys know what's going on with this thing. I've probably got another 7 or 8 hours left to go before it's done. She's getting there. I've got 15 steps out of close to 70. Yeah, I got 15 steps left out of 70 steps. So it's close to done. I've just got to put the walls on this thing and the roof. There's some walls that go down here on the bottom as well, and a door. Then I can put the swing together and the slide on. Speaking of which, this slide was a tripped out thing to put together. Alright? This is a vinyl sheet that goes inside these two inserts, and then you put a whole bunch of 3-inch screws through that thing. I mean, it's just nuts the way it went together. I didn't think it was going to be sturdy, and it turns out it's really sturdy. It'll probably hold me. I know that rock wall holds me because I'm testing everything before the kids get to it. I figure if it can hold me, it can hold 5 or 6 kids because I'm a little on the fat side. Even though I exercise like mad. About to go on a 5-mile bike ride with a 1-mile run afterwards. Thought I'd get this video done first before I'm all hot and sweaty and drippy. Yeah, probably too much information there. Well, anyhow, letting you guys know where this is at. I should have it finished in the next weekend because I've got Friday and Saturday set aside for working on it. The whole day of both days. So it should get done. The pile of parts has gotten a lot smaller here, as you can tell. A whole lot smaller. It's a door. Those are the roof parts. These are the walls. There's some more roof parts. There's a bench that goes on the thing. More walls. And it's done. The pile of bolts is decreased a lot. Yes, I'm leaving the bolts out here in the sun and the wind and the rain because that's the way they're going to be over there. There's the swings and some more safety handles I haven't put up yet. Well, anyhow, I hope you're enjoying the video so far, giving you guys some ideas on how to deal with play sets. You know, if you've never done any woodworking before, I don't know if I'd do this. I've had a lot of help on this thing too. Every single time I've been out here, I've had 2 or 3 people helping me build it. They just line the bolts up for me and I put it together. They get the parts for me and I put it together. So anyhow, I will talk to you guys later.